Paul Heyman sends a message on Brock Lesnar's behalf. LS Brock Lesnar, a member of the Vision? The WWE feared getting booed. Fans assault WWE and Triple H over ESPN debut display. Major challenge over Jey Uso's health. Triple H on how lengthy it took to persuade AJ Lee to make her WWE return. A girl ex-wee-wee super mega celebrity, nevertheless, has a overwhelm on The Rock. Why did Pat McAfee depart halfway via WWE Battle Palooza? The WWE no large plans for Drew McIntyre. A big replace on John Cena's destiny after Brock Lesnar buried him. Let's dive proper in. Is Brock Lesnar a member of the Vision? WWE nailed its first top-class stay occasion on ESPN with Wrestle Palooza, a strong night full of extreme clashes among the stars. The motion kicked off robust as Brock Lesnar and John Cena went at it one ultimate time. Emotions walking wild whilst Lesnar wrecked Cena like he did lower back at SummerSlam 2014. Jimmy and Jey Uso placed up a difficult combat, however fell to Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. Stephanie Baker grabbed her first Women's Global Championship through beating Sky with inside the near main. CM Punk and AJ Lee got here out on Pinnacle over Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. However, the ring drama hints their memories just heating up. Cody Rhodes hung on to the undisputed championship with inside the large finale towards Drew McIntyre. Still, the display dropped a few head-scratchers. Number 1. Why Undertaker losing Hall of Fame, bomb on Stephanie? The pinnacle puzzle is why The Undertaker broke the information of Stephanie McMahon's spot with inside the WWE Hall of Fame elegance of 2026, rolling up on his Harley-Davidson motorcycle and plopping down subsequent to her with inside the crowd. Her husband, the modern WWE leader content material officer, Triple H, should have treated it instead. That might have hit more difficult if the game had dropped it proper on the display's start, whilst he welcomed everybody with Stephanie tangled in plots tied to Triple H earlier than listening to it from him might have felt spot on. Number 2. Brock Lesnar becoming a member of the Vision crew. The subsequent hot subject matter is whether or not Brock Lesnar's linking with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman's squad, the Vision. Rumors fired up after the modern-day SmackDown, whilst Lesnar cornered Paul Heyman and stated they had to chat. Things ramped up whilst Heyman taken aback everybody through introducing Lesnar earlier than his Cena combat at Wrestle Palooza. Lesnar should match proper in with Heyman's institution after years of teaming up in WWE. He's gambling the terrible man now, and adding the beast to Seth Rollins' aspect should turn the institution's success large time. We might get the whole scoop on Raw this week. Number 3. Cena's subsequent large combat after Lesnar loss. John Cena dropped a smooth loss to Brock Lesnar at Wrestle Palooza. A rematch with Lesnar appears off the table. However, with approximately 3 months left earlier than he hangs it up, the champ desires to bow out robust. So, who is subsequent in line for John Cena? Maybe his antique foe AJ Styles or Gunther, a person he is in no way tangled with. Roman Reigns should step up too. Since the champs in no way beaten the OTC in WWE, they have clashed 11 times, and Reigns owns everybody. Cena's subsequent WWE bout hits Crown Jewel on October 11, 2025. It'll be wild to see who he squares off towards in that highlight occasion. Number 4. Why waste important occasion on Drew as opposed to Cody without a name turn? The largest head-scratcher from Wrestle Palooza is why WWE slotted Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes with inside the important spot, with zero threat of a identify switch. Heading in, Maximum figured Brock Lesnar as opposed to John Cena or the CM Punk and AJ Lee combined tag towards Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch might close matters out. The card introduced strong bouts overall, however it fizzled on the end without a bang. WWE loves tossing curveballs in final. However, this one played it secure, without a twists with inside the Ultimate Clash. Everyone pegged the American Nightmare to hold the belt towards McIntyre. And reality be told, their beef wasn't hyped sufficient to justify topping the bill. The WWE feared getting booed. Word is, WWE braced for heavy boos over a big screen lately. Just Ultimate Week, the business enterprise dropped that Saudi Arabia might host WrestleMania 43, a primary for the Granddaddy Outdoor North America. That name lit up online fury from enthusiasts and a WWE Worlds collide. The crowd, it method larger greenbacks for the business enterprise and the talent. Saudi Arabia, they may be doing it. From what they may be announcing online, there is a variety of cash involved and a variety of cash to be made for the business enterprise and for a variety of the boys. It is approximately business, you know, so I don't have a hassle with it, he stated. We'll ought to watch the way it all shakes out for WWE with inside the months beforehand. Fans attacked WWE and Triple H over ESPN debut display. Triple H hyped WrestlePalooza as a blockbuster complete of thrills and shocks, marking WWE search engine's large ESPN launch under that $1.6 billion pact. But as a substitute of cheers all around, enthusiasts unleashed a hurricane of gripes, announcing the nighttime bombed tough, mainly with the new $29.99 monthly hit. Once the lighting dimmed, Triple H jumped on Twitter to large up Cody Rhodes, announcing, "As we head into the WWE on ESPN era, Cody Rhodes indicates why he is QB1. That one line cracked the rattling extensive open. One fan shot lower back with, "Quit, please, you cannot book," ripping the complete innovative mess of the display. Another zeroed in on the principal occasion mess and known as out the ref's position in Cody's win. Referee interrupting Drew made no sense. Could have had Cody win in a higher sensical way. Mid-PL simply barely stored with the aid of using Stephanie as opposed to Sky, and mixed tag healthy visitors fumed over WWE blowing a shot at something sparkling and bold. One laid it out. Thanks for this type of mid-display. Becky and Seth, as opposed to Punk and AJ, should have essential evented with Stephanie as opposed to Sky starting the display. The timing drew Hearthplace 2 clashing head-on with AEW AI out. A tweet nailed WWE search engine's rival chasing habit. Stop counter-programming and consciousness for your personal business enterprise. AEW isn't your competition. Shawn Michaels is some other ripped the lacking twists after Triple H's non-forestall pre-display build-up. So, you stated there'd be surprises and spectacle. Any replace on that? Are they going to be at the submit display? The letdown echoed loud with one user venting, "What form of essential occasion turned into that?" And some other chiming in, "L stored $30 with the aid of using now no longer looking this, but I still would really like a refund." Judging with the aid of using these reactions, a brutal take got here from a paying fan left ice cold. I cannot agree with I really paid to observe that display. It turned into quite lame. There had been most effective accurate suits, and the principal occasion turned into a snooze fest. It turned into the second shortest healthy of the nighttime. Now that WWE are on ESPN, I assume I'm simply done with them. They have not been very accurate recently. WrestlePalooza aimed to spark a sparkling chapter. However, the online backlash indicates it bombed for lots of enthusiasts. Rather than feeling the hype of a recreation changer, many now marvel if WWE's ESPN days justify the steep cost. Major concern over Jey Uso's fitness. Jey Uso got busted open tough in his tag group clash at WrestlePalooza 2025. But it truly is beginning to seem like small potatoes now, with actual fear constructing over his fitness proper after the bell. At WrestlePalooza 2025, the Usos teamed lower back as much as battled the Bronze. That's Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The pair from the Vision snagged the win. However, it truly is now no longer the coronary heart of this tale. To near it out, Braun Breaker unleashed a spear on both Jey and Jimmy Uso, with Jey already bleeding from earlier. After Reed's tsunami landed, there has been no combat left, and Jey ate the pin. But as soon as the dust settled, a fan-shot video popped up displaying Jimmy Uso soaring near, making certain his brother turned into K, as Jey looked like he turned into Harm or handling a few form of fitness scare. A physician rushed to ringside for a test, with the ref lending a hand, and it got here off like they had been jogging concussion steps. No one's locked in that Jey Uso took a concussion. However, given the way it all went down, it is an actual shot. Be it a knock to the pinnacle or a few different bump, we are hoping Jey pulls through strong. It can simply be one of these wild flukes that sneak up with inside the ring. No one's pointing fingers here, however it hits unique, whilst the doc bots directly to the apron to look someone over. It's a difficult bind for any wrestler, and if Jey did,